Okay, racial bias is basically how we treat someone of another race based on our subconscious. We may not be explicitly racist towards someone, but most people have biases that they are unaware of. For example, a white woman crossing the street when she sees a black man walking the opposite direction towards her, but not act the same way when a white man does the same. This woman may not explicitly be thinking anything in particular about the black man, but she does get a feeling about him. Or when your boss says to keep an eye on a young black kid who's walking around the store. Is he stealing? No, but your boss thinks he will because of his race. White privilege is when a white kid of the same age and similar background can walk into the store and not be watched because your boss thinks he won't steal anything because he's a good kid. Is there any proof that the white kid is any better than the black kid? No, but the white privilege means the white kid will be watched because of his race. The black kid will go out of his way to make sure no one thinks he's stealing because the default assumption is that he is. A large problem with white privilege is that most white people are not even aware it is happening. It is not necessarily anyone's fault that white people are unaware of when it happens, but it is important to know that it is. White people do not have to try and look less threatening. I know I go out of my way to look unapproachable because I do not like being talked to by strangers, but they still do. That is privilege, and I know it. Even if it seems like it is not, having people approach you regardless because of your race is part of it. I also know that I am treated nicely up front because I am white. It's not hard to find your privilege or lack thereof if you are looking for it. It is hard for people to admit that anything other than education puts them ahead of others, especially white people. Admitting that there is something you cannot control as giving you a step up is not easy, but it is something we have to do in order to be able to gain equality. Knowing how to defuse a bomb is just as important, if not more so, than how to build one in the first place. I believe that racial bias is far more nurture than nature. I was lucky to be brought up around many different kinds of people and cultures because my dad travels to other countries several times a year to teach. When I was younger, it was easier to pull me out of school and try and find someone to take care of me, since my mom worked full-time. I got to see my dad, and occasionally my mom interacted with people of other races. They treated them exactly as they did everyone else, with respect. Other than traveling extensively, I also grew up on the east side of town. I come from a family who was financially comfortable, but my first daycare was in a predominantly poor black neighborhood. The main daycare worker, an older black lady, would take me on errands with her during the day. She was a big part of my first few years of life, and I think she had an impact on my subconscious. I try and treat everyone in the same way until I'm given a reason not to, and I think it was how I raised that made me this way.